Hello, everybody, and welcome once again. Welcome back to The Certified Man. My name is KD Bowe. I am your host, along with the incredible, my brother,
Derwin Davis, Senior Pastor of Reach Church. And listen, I'm Derwin. My goal is to help you win in life. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, man, so this podcast has really been moving. We've been picking up some traction.
Absolutely.
And people seem to be really impressed with our vulnerability.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little impressed with our vulnerability as well, because bro, this last one, the whole I need my mama thing.
Yeah.
I didn't, I felt some type of way. I'm not gonna hold you.
I think it's resonating with individuals because it takes strength to be vulnerable. And as we embrace our full authentic manhood and growing to be better, I think society and brothers have to learn how to embrace that duality. Doesn't mean that you're soft. It actually means that you're safe.
Yeah.
And a vulnerable place is a safe place. And so I'm learning to myself to lean into that vulnerability, and it actually takes a whole lot of strength to be able to show that side.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, man, you look through the comments, and I think at this phase, that's just what we need to do.
Right.
We need to look at the comments, kind of see where people are. I'm not sure I was triggered, but I did feel some type of way because one of the comments came through saying, y'all kissing these women's butts and all this kind of stuff. And I felt some kind of way, not because I cared about that, because I know what I'm doing, in my mind. But I felt some type of way because that's one of the things that I definitely don't want. Like, I'm not going to pander to women. And I really can't stand when people have podcasts and they start pandering to women and they're saying stuff. I'm like, nigga, you don't even believe that. What you even talking about?
And I hate the male man bashing podcast where you can just tell it's literally speaking to underwears.
Right. That
versus, building individuals, building couples, building men, building women. And so one of the things that I love about Man Up and I love about the Certified Man is that we're men speaking to men for us to be better.
Yes.
This is our locker room. I do not care if a woman co-signs it or if a woman shoots it down.
Respectfully. Respectfully so. I get that sometimes our tone may not necessarily be that a woman will be able to embrace that way.
Right.
So watch this. So with us, we're going to be able to say, when a man comes in and he says, hey, man, typically, man, I would have stepped out, 5 times this month. Bro, I only stepped out twice. Now, some people would say, oh, you need to tell him he should never step out again. You should come down with the hammer. No.
Right.
We're going to get there.
Right.
You don't just jump from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0 without a process. And until you can say, I don't do it anymore, the fact that you can say, I don't do it as much.
That's a win.
That's a win.
And the safety of being vulnerable to let me know where you truly are. Because some people, they'll give you what they think you want to hear versus the truth of where they are.
Yeah.
And you cannot change your life until you're willing to tell that truth. So to a brother, I want him to tell me the truth, not lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can tell me the truth, I rock with you. Doesn't mean I agree with you. Doesn't mean I hold you in your mess.
Yeah.
No, we need to address this because oftentimes the sickness is different from the symptoms.
Oof, say that again.
And so I need to hear the cough so we can deal with the sickness.
Yeah.
And that's an area. And so that's why, I saw those comments, like we out here trying to pander into women. We're both in loving, committed relationships. Last thing I need is another headache.
By bringing somebody else into the fold. That's too much, bro. Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other area is that I'm thankful because it's times that my woman has said something to me that when she said it, pissed me off. But when my brother said it a different way, in a different tone, it caused me to evaluate myself, to examine myself, to look at where I am and where I'm going. The biggest thing is that when it comes to the Certified Man and Man Up community, we help brothers be better. Mm-hmm. We help men be better. And this is a safe place to communicate it in the way that man is going to see it. It's also a safe place for that man's feathers or to be ruffled, to say it in a way that you can get it.
Well, but let's do the process, though. The process is you come in and you feel safe enough with us to tell us the truth. Right. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to judge you, but we're going to see you because we, too, are men who some guys are in the same place where you are. And then there are other guys who have been through that and they can tell you how to navigate that. Right. So you feel safe to be vulnerable. Right. And so because you know we see you, when we tell you the tough stuff, you know, like demand, you know, told me some stuff, you know, or you, man, you've said some stuff to me that I appreciate. I did not like it at the moment.
Likewise. Yeah. There's times that you have literally permed all of my hair. And it's like, and it's sometimes not even perm, it's a hot comb. And I'm like, dude, I appreciate the tough love that is a gut punch. And I know to some brothers, hearing this, it pisses you off.
Bro, but when you know it's coming from somebody who sees you, not judging you, and they don't have no relationship with you. They don't know what your struggles are. Guys know when you see them, and you truly see them, not just their successes, but also their imperfections. And you don't judge them off of their imperfections. You say, hey, been there, done that. I tell you what you do. Here's how we navigate that. But let me say this to you. Don't you put your hands on her again. I'm telling you right now. I remember one situation. I'll watch how I'm saying it. One guy was a little handsy. And, you know, we was delicate with him. We understood his pain, but we made it very clear in no uncertain terms. Brother, we will take you out back and beat you with a bag of nickels before we let you do that again.
Exactly.
But that's what brothers are supposed to do for you, bro.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you are around people that will hold you accountable, help you feel safe, you can tell your whole truth without being interrupted.
Right.
That's the kind of atmosphere that you want. But let me pivot to this. So for when the guys that say, man, y'all just kissing those women butts by being all emotional and being all sensitive. And well, here's the thing. It's not what we're doing, number one. But number two, what if it works? If it works for us,
it can work for you.
Who else you think it'll work for?
Exactly.
It'll work for you too. So maybe instead of you tripping off on us, you start putting a little lotion on your tone, player.
Right.
And be able to implement some of those same strategies.
And see, here's the thing, brother. We're not here giving women a pass. As a matter of fact, we're not here grading other women's papers.
Ooh.
What we're actually saying is this is an opportunity for us to own our part in any situation in life, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're married, you have a part. And that's what we discuss, our part. Sister girl can be 95% wrong, but what's your 5?
Bro, and let me tell you something. So I was in counseling with Dr. Cola, and that's the thing that he said. I said, Dr. Cola, bro, seem like you always on her side, man. It's like you always talking to me and you always getting on me. He said in that, you know, what is he? Senegalese? What is he? Nigerian? Something in that tone.
I think he's from Ghana.
Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah, that Ghanese, oh Lord, don't, from that Ghana tone.
Yeah.
He's like, he said.
I call him, he goes into that Rafiki from Lion King.
Right. He said, yeah, but you're here. She's not here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so let's take a different turn here, because here's a principle that I believe as certified men, we should live with. And that is men need to check men.
Yes.
And women
need to check
women. Once you get into that space where men are calling women out for stuff and women calling men out for stuff, it becomes contentious.
Very much so.
If I haven't given you permission to speak to the delicate places in my life, AKA my ego, then now it's a certain fight back that's going to come with that.
Right.
So you're talking to me about my 45 or about my 55, and the only thing I can see is your 45. Listen, it could be 99 and 1. How many matches do you think it takes to create a forest fire?
It only takes one.
It only takes one. So instead of being concerned about somebody else's part, what I like about what we do, bro, is we deal with men based on what we know about us, what our proclivities are, and then also what our temperance is. Like there's some things that we can't handle. I don't care who tells us. There's a certain way that you have to respect a man.
Exactly.
And so many times I say some of the toughest stuff and I'm like, hey, bro, this is going to bite. This is going to bite. You ready? No disrespect, but it's going to bite. Here's the thing. And then you go into it.
Right. And it's all about respect. When you can show a man respect, but also show him that tough love in a private setting, then he has an opportunity to reflect and actually grow up on that.
Say that again. And
that's why this podcast is powerful.
Yeah.
We are allowing brothers to have a conversation with us, often displaying our failures.
And it's that part about it being private, though.
Yes.
That's why a lot of times when women, their wives ask, what y'all talk about in there? None of your business. What goes on here stays here.
Very much so.
Because she could be telling you the same exact thing, but her tone won't allow you to be able to receive it from her. Because why? Sometimes you don't feel seen. You can hear the tough stuff from a person that you feel sees you and can sympathize or empathize with your plot or with your plight, which is why when we were talking about this earlier, you brought up a very valid point about it's not just what you say.
It's how you say it. I call it conversational anesthesia. When you need to have surgery, they put you in some type of anesthesia, whether it's a partial sleep, whether it's a full sleep. If it's something on your mouth, they numb it. And here's the thing. Sometimes men and women going across the line try to go and do surgery or point out this area that needs to be addressed, but you haven't done the proper anesthesia.
What does anesthesia look like? Give me what does that look like? Is it relationship? Is it tone, touch?
Yeah, I'm talking brother to brother.
Okay.
All right. Brother to brother. Let's me and you. You know me at times. I never forget one time I was dealing with something. You said, hey, first of all, you said, Deezy, I know you and you're gonna make your own decision.
Yeah.
And whatever decision you make, I'm gonna be there supporting you 100%.
Yeah.
That was that anesthesia. I'm letting you know. You a man, you're going to make your own decision.
That's good.
And whichever one you make, I'm going to be there 100%.
I'm not going back.
Now, the anesthesia is in my vein.
Yeah.
All right, now, then you said, but let me, do you mind if I share with you?
Yeah.
Some things that could be possible concerns. Okay?
You sound like me, bro.
No, exactly. I'm going.
Yeah.
And so now, guess what? The scalpel has come out. You laid out these areas. And then you close it saying, it may not be those things, but these are the things that I see that can potentially come of this.
That you should consider.
And I don't want you to experience that if you don't have to. However, if you do, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. Because what happens is, and I always like to put that caveat in there, because we got to figure this thing out ourselves. That's the same way God does us, bro.
Right.
God don't just grab the steering wheel. We say, Jesus, take the wheel. You're supposed to be driving.
Exactly.
Drive the car. That's your car. God put you there. Through his strength, drive the car.
Right.
But you're going to have to figure it out for yourself, what you're going to do. Well, sometimes you say, well, I'm just going to see.
Right.
My thing is, if you do it and you crash, I still want you to have the luxury to be able to come back and say, hey, man, I did it. I crashed. Yeah, I guess you was right. I want you to always be able to come back and be able to still be a part of the fold. No need to hide.
Right.
Adam and Eve.
Exactly.
They don't need to hide.
Exactly.
You do something. I want you to know you're a man and I respect you as a man and your decision-making capabilities. It doesn't mean that you necessarily got to do everything right all the time.
Exactly.
I ain't on that page, bro. I don't do everything right all the time. I don't want you to be with me when I'm right.
Right.
I need you to be with me, period.
Exactly. And that's the things, what I call giving the man that perspective. Have you considered this? Or saying, hey, you were wrong. These are the things that I see that you were wrong, and this is why.
Yeah.
Here, have you considered some of the ways we can go about addressing that?
Yeah.
This is a mistake I made.
Yeah.
Man, so many of us in our community is flunking the same test when we have an opportunity to let down our pride and ego and talk to each other about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
and say, hey, dude, I just did that 2 weeks ago. That didn't work out so much for me. I'm still paying the price of that.
Yeah.
When we can start sharing that data and that information and saying how we're going to come across this and move that, it's a game changer.
Yeah, 100%. That community part of it is so vitally important, which why I want to come back to this, that every woman and every man needs somebody that could check them.
Yes.
I need you to point to and know for certain who can check you.
Exactly.
Who have you appointed the ability to tell you the tough stuff?
Somebody got to iron this out. Who's that person?
Right. And it's a person that you have to appoint to be able to speak to that place. And that's a principle that I live by. You have to give permission to people to speak to the tough stuff, which is why I say no stranger on the internet.
Right.
Even if you want to talk to a man and give him corrective wisdom, it's still a way to respectfully do that.
Right.
Because unless I have appointed you to be that person in my life, you're wasting your time. And here's the other thing. Unless our spouses, let me just jump out here too. Unless our spouses have appointed us to be their life coach, bro.
You heard that air just come out of all my lungs.
Yeah. Unless they've appointed you to be that, then you're not the person. And I don't care what you say about supposed to and should. Supposed to and should are some amazing words. But even if you should or you supposed to, unless they appoint you to be the person to speak to that tender place in their life, you ain't the one. So if I had to do it all over again, whatever reason, I'm not going to pick somebody that don't have a community of people that they can bounce stuff off, that they can, feed from emotionally. And most importantly, you can't point to the person that you have appointed in your life to check you.
Right. And there should be specialized people in certain categories.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody relational, somebody financially, somebody
that's good,
career-wise,
that's good.
Somebody parenting.
Yes.
I mean, you got to have your team.
Yeah.
You need to have your mentors that you can look up to and say, hey, this is the way I'm feeling. This is what I'm looking at this. You need to have your people that's running the play side by side you. Hey, bro, we got to work on this this week. We've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
Where this is the area and we would actually have conversations and find out, man, we almost in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And us getting together to huddle before that play actually made the play get to a first down versus a fumble.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
And that's when you start calibrating with your brothers. When you start seeing those first down moments, no, you hadn't scored yet, but you can see that the ball is moving.
Yeah.
And that's what's important because you getting sacked. You're going to go home, you're going to say something, and you're going to get sacked because people are on the defense.
Yeah, yeah. In this space of growth and doing the deep work, but we both are in this space of doing the hard work or the deep work, the soul work, in which you're looking at yourself without the rose-colored glasses, with the assistance of other people that can give you other perspectives. Bro, there are times in which it doesn't seem fair. There are times in which it doesn't seem right. There are times where everything you thought you knew is not necessarily accurate. You have seen it through a filter. So when you remove that filter at a good old, big old age of 50 or 45 or whatever the age is, it leaves you in a space of feeling very disconcerted. And you don't know what to do or how to even, what I'm gonna do with my hands, But I'm saying, but that's the place of pain that yields the most profit. But here's the thing. A lot of us as brothers will get into that space, but then we start looking for comfort outside. Man, during my time of prayer this morning, bro, one of the things that God showed me clearly was this is a time where you can have a relationship with father and son. Mm-hmm. God the Father, I'm his son. He gives me grace. I can be an adolescent. I can fall apart. I can do all these things. But then there's another season, another relationship where it's general soldier.
Wow.
And you got to endure hardness. You know what 2 Timothy says, as a good soldier.
Good soldier.
So it ain't about how I feel about the assignment, about the mission. Generations are depending on me to man TF up. It's depending on me to not fall into that thing where I typically fall in and just kind of receive that same grace that I used to receive. No. This level of commitment and discipline that it takes for this next season is very painful. I will tell you that, but it's going to yield the most profit.
Very much so. The scripture that's been jumping out on me over the last month is not being weary in well-doing.
Come on. Yeah.
You shall reap if you faint not.
Yeah.
And that's where this area comes into, because you understand in reaping, one man planteth, another man watereth, but God gives the increase.
Thanks.
This is why you need the whole circle. Somebody's planting, somebody's watering,
yeah, bro.
But God is giving the increase. And so as we come together, and especially with these podcasts, what I love about them is that they give us a time to reflect. It gives us a time to communicate. It gives us a time to really get into a private place with a man to really encourage him that there's some work that you can do that can truly change the situation.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I learned this year, and it's impossible to have a counter with an individual and something not change.
Say more.
Meaning the moment that you have an interaction with a person, there are new neurons being built in your brain. So if you change, if I change, me and your relationship automatically change because I changed.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So therefore, if I need a change in any connection, if I change, it automatically forces a change, because once something changed, it's no longer the same. So if I need something to be altered, the quickest way and the best way to alter that is me.
Wow, bro. Wow.
I'm a man. That means I give a seed that determines whether something's going to be male or female. I do, not a woman. We are creators and we are cultivators. Therefore, we can make an impact. I'm not saying that the other side, because let's talk about seed and soil. Certain seed can produce according to soil capabilities. All right? You have good ground, you have thorny ground, you have stony ground, and then you have a seed that the birds eat. I'm not saying, watch this, that the other side doesn't matter. But if you get into a point that you in your attitude that you're not sowing your seed, or you even capable to recognize what soil you're in, and you're complaining about your harvest, you're missing it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And so this is an opportunity for us as men to really start doing the soil work, the soul work, and creating an environment of where you need to grow. And here's what I truly believe. If you grow and become better, God will honor that.
Yeah.
Either God will grow what you got, or he will move you in the greener soils.
Yeah.
It's just simple. You cannot grow and your life stay the same.
Yeah. And that can be hard for some dudes to embrace, because unless they're blaming, bro, they ain't got nothing. Unless they're blaming, unless they're pointing the finger, they have nothing. They have nothing to stand on, bro. Because if I'm not blaming, if I'm not pointing, then that means I gotta look at myself and say to myself, I'm the problem. But here's the thing, I don't see myself as the problem.
And that's an area.
And that's the problem.
Anybody on any side, when they can say they don't see themselves as a problem, and you pointing the finger on any, that's already a loss.
Yeah.
Somebody else can win with your hand.
Ooh.
Even if it's a losing hand, someone else can win with it. You got a hand right now, we playing spades. You literally, watch this, have no face cards, you have no spades, but somebody can still win with a bad hand depending on how they play it.
Another way said is somebody out there would die
to have what you got.
Be in your current position right now.
Exactly.
As is.
Exactly. There's some people that fumbled in a previous season that wish they had the same opportunity you have right now.
Yeah.
And it's those moments, it's that in the community when we can learn to communicate with each other and play that right and make that move. It's a game changer.
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. I want us to get that, man. I really want us to get that. Hey, bro, it may feel weird. It may feel bad. Let's just call it bad. But hey, man, there's so much more life, so much more potential, so much more possibility.
Yes.
If you can just put yourself on the wheel and just know that as long as you stay here, things are going to turn around. All things work together for the good of those who love God and to the called according to his purpose. Not to preach, but I'm telling you, just times and seasons, bro. There is a time for harvest. And just like right now, I'm in a time, this ain't none of your business, but I'll tell you anyway, I'm in a time right now where I've never been in since I've been out of college. It's the, I won't say worst, but worst financial time for me in my entire adult life. But here's the thing. I felt that. I felt that one. I've never had this level of peace that I have now. You know why? Because I know I'm on time with God. I know I'm on point with God. And there's something that this level of pain is producing in my life. And if I keep trying to wiggle out of it, then I'm not going to get what this season is producing in me. So you know what I do? I make myself comfortable, sit down, get myself right. I don't trip about all it. Hey, they're going to take the car. Take it. They're going to take this. Take it. Because whatever God allows, that was for me. It was for me.
Wow.
And so I'm in this space now, man, where nothing matters except for God's will for my life. And DZ, as long as I've been doing this, whether I'm preaching or whether I'm helping men or I'm pouring into whatever, I've never been in this place before.
Mm-hmm.
I can transparently and vulnerably say to you, I've never been in this place before like I should have been. But I'm here now and I love it. I don't like the circumstances.
Right.
I love being in this space.
I don't like how it feels, but I love what it's producing.
Yes, bro.
And that's the area.
Yes.
Man, you know, Cola. Dr. Cola is our counselor. If you don't know who he is, you might want to Google.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we got to bring him on.
Yes, we do. Dr. Cola said something to me. I called him and we was in a counseling session and I was losing it. I was going ape. It was worse than bananas. It was worse than I was done.
Really?
And he said something. He says, Rev, I don't want you to make any moves right now because I like what it is doing in you and doing for you. Excuse my language. I was literally like, what the hell you mean? You like what it's doing in me and you like what it's doing for you. He says, Rev, as long as we have been working together, I have never seen you do so much work and cause so much growth. And when he said that, it literally reminded me of the thorn that was in Paul's flesh, where he asked for this thorn to be removed. But God says, my grace is sufficient. And that's when Dr. Cole started reminding me, since this has been the case, this has been the area. This is the growth. And what I would never forget the moment of looking back at the gross receipts of growth. Because while you're in it, you don't like how I feel. But this is producing a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory.
Ooh, bro, watch this. A lot of us want to change, know we need to change, know that it is for us to change. We know adjusting will help us. But when we get into that place of pain,
when it hurt bad enough,
everything we can to wiggle out of it. Can I challenge you today that in that space of pain, sit in it?
Because there's gain.
Lean into it.
There's gain. The reason why, to that comment that brother said, the reason why it's painful, because it's painful to look at yourself. It's painful to be done wrong. and I know what it is to do wrong. I know what it is to be done wrong.
Yeah.
It's painful to be done wrong, your heart crushed, and step back and say, you know what? what's my part I played in this?
Yes.
It's painful. Our principle, number 2, after maturity, is what's my responsibility? Meaning, how am I going to respond to this? What's the part I played in this?
Bro, like a vanilla cake ain't never going to be a vanilla cake without vanilla. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A cake, it ain't going to be a cake, a successful cake without an egg.
Right.
We talking about all the other ingredients and all that kind of stuff. But what part did you add to it to bring that thing the way it was? See, that's mature conversations, DZ. And people don't want to talk about their part. They want to talk about my little part was this. However, no. What if your little part, if it didn't exist, none of the other stuff would have existed? That's some grown man conversations right there.
So I historically have defaulted in defensiveness.
Stay there.
Dr. John Gottman has these 4 horsemen. You have criticism, you have content, you have stonewalling, you have defensiveness. I have historically been defensive about something. It's almost like I'm trying to protect myself from an attack. And what I've learned in defensiveness is that while I may be right about what I feel, I'm going about it the wrong way.
Come on, bro. Yeah.
And it's not until, bro, you might be right about it, but could you consider the fact, the very thing you write about it, you're going the wrong way.
You could be dead.
Routes matter so much to God because when I think about him leading the children out of Israel out of Exodus, there was a shorter, quicker way that they could have gotten to the promised land, but he led them the long way unless they came into a battle, unless they came into a fight that would be too much. So routes matter. And I'm having to learn that while I may be right about A, B, and C, how I went about it was wrong.
Yeah.
And you can be right, bro. You can be right about it. You can be right that it's this. You can be right that that was wrong. You can be right that that was that. But the way you going about it is wrong, and then all of it gets disqualified.
I saw this meme where this man was outside on this little blow-up mattress in his yard, literally in his yard, and it was like, and he was like, and the caption was, I finally won an argument with my wife. You could be right, bro, but you could be dead right. And you don't want to win the argument and lose the relationship. You won the argument.
Right.
But you lost the relationship.
There's some things as a pastor I've been right about, but I was wrong about how I did it. There's some things as a man I've been right about that. But I realized not even just that I was wrong that I did it. Wisdom says I could have did this a different way.
Yeah.
Wisdom said I could have got better gas mileage out of this. Wisdom said I could have waited. Wisdom said, watch this, in the multitude of counsel, there's safety.
Yeah.
Wisdom says, you know what? We got to have surgery. But if we have surgery today, the patient won't make it. So let's schedule this thing.
Yeah.
Counseling session. And let's do this in steps.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Wisdom says instead of surgery, let's go physical therapy. Let's take this step by step. Let's build a muscle up around it.
Right.
There are different approaches to it. Wisdom says, yes, we got a heart issue, but your mouth is what's making this. That's wisdom. That's approach. And that's where we have to understand as man. And I'm going to say it this way. We are not being hard on brothers. What you're witnessing is us being hard and gentle with ourselves.
Say that a different way.
What you're witnessing right now in these conversations with us is actually us giving ourselves the grace out of our hard moments and really going back to it and extracting fruits and sharing the harvest of it.
Ooh, okay.
It's fruits. And I know that can come off, and we're not trying to be cocky or not trying to be blameful or to validate, but this took work. This cost. There's some stuff that we've shared on here that hurt us like hell.
Yeah.
There's some moment to admit my level of defensiveness. That's humility like a mug. That's for me to own. Pride has gotten in the way of a lot. And how many brothers have sunk the whole ship off of pride.
Yeah. This thing with working with men, it's a labor of love, and it requires a lot of patience.
Right.
And it requires us. So sometimes I'm hesitating a little bit because what I'm gonna say is hitting me too.
Yeah.
So just give me a minute. One of the things I say a lot of times is with my hubris at times, she can't handle the truth. To my wife. She just can't. She just don't. What if she can, and she will, and it's possible, if I just make a few adjustments on how I present it? When they are starving for love, why would they turn down any kind of love that I'm giving? Well, if I'm handing it to you on a trash can, nobody want that. I can't see the love from seeing the trash can.
You know, as you were saying this imagery popped in my head. The difference between a 3, 4, and a 5-star restaurant is not quality of food, but presentation.
Oh.
Think about it. Michelin star restaurants, they may have the same grade A of prime beef, but how it's presented, how it's plated, how the sauce is actually presented on the plate is totally different. And I'm trying to tell you, bro, you're like, man, you out here pandering. I'm just trying to tell you that you can get more value and people can recognize your value, high value man, if you plate it differently. Because quality restaurants, they work on plating, not just taste.
So it really is in the presentation.
It's presentation.
And then going back to
I have taken more L's I have flunked in presentation. I'm a country Georgia boy who's educated, who got Decatur hot sauce on my tongue. I will.
It's like that.
Cast iron skillet frying, I will let you have it. Okay? That's not, you don't get the same value of a greasy brown bag, even though it tastes good. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your presentation is greasy. You like, man, this is good stuff. Well, to get the quality and the respect and the admiration,
That's country.
the admiration you desire, it requires a different presentation. Dude, if anybody know me, there's a part of me that I love overalls. But if I was sitting right here on this podcast in my overalls and some t-shirts, you would question me because my presentation was different.
Yeah.
But now, you get what I'm saying? So that's all we're coming out. We're just talking about presentation and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that's something as men that we really got to deal with.
And we have to be okay with whatever the skill set is that we don't know. Being okay with learning it. But let me tell you what we do. This ain't no dig, bro. This ain't no dig. Let me tell you what we do. We will navigate to the person that will accept us where we are. And we won't stand in there. Now, some of us now, some of y'all do, but some of us, we won't stand in there and do the hard work for the top tier.
Can I go there?
Yeah.
This is where I am. It was a season in my life that I worked on me for other people. Now, I'm working on me for me.
Yes.
And it's a total different perspective because I literally want to be the best version of myself. And what I do trust is that if I can work on me and own my part, everything else is either going to get better or it's going to grow better.
I'm gonna take it even a step further. And yes, we're being vulnerable. There was a time, man, when I would study and I would really get in the word, or I would really do what I call was the work, but I only did it for presentation purposes. Even when I was going through it, man, I was talking to myself. I'm talking to myself rehearsing how I'm gonna present it. And so there were parts of me that said, hey, stop talking to them. Talk to us. Hey, talk here. If the reason why you don't believe it works for real is because you preaching it, but you ain't living it. Living it, not necessarily not doing the things, because I'll do the things sometimes even for presentation, but doing the things meaning I hold myself accountable to it when none of y'all jokers is watching. When no metric outside of me can be present. I got to be honest with myself and tell myself the damn truth about the thing that I said I would never do again. And wasn't no cameras there, wasn't nobody there but me. And I did it again. And I acted like I didn't. You understand what I'm saying to you, bro?
Man, I so get it. I've been pastoring now for going on 16 years. And I'm admitting this publicly. It's like the Bible is brand new to me now that I've been working on my emotional health.
Yeah, the filter's gone, bro.
It's at so many different levels. I used to study to preach primarily. What's my sermon? What's my turns? What's my hook? What's my holler? How am I going to do this homiletically? How am I going to do this hermeneutically? I'm now at a place in the Bible of God, show me how you dealt with humanity. It's like the characters and the individuals in the Bible, I see a level of grace of how God has moved through them. One of the most simple collections of Psalms is I now see Psalms as a man's journal. It's his moment of literally being able to be honest with God at where he is and at whatever moment. There's some that is written of praise. There's some that is written out of fear and anxiety. There's some that's written out of intense, immense anger.
Yeah.
Which tells me that God is a God that can handle all of me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And that God is the God who got all of me. And there's no one in the Bible that God has never allowed their humanity to be hidden, because God's divinity is even stronger than the humanity that he has worked through it. And that's an area of transformation that changes everything. And so when we can get into that place, that's a game changer. I understand this, and I don't have a level of fame, but I know the same people that come in and that can say nice stuff today, let some stuff go down, y'all will rip me to shreds tomorrow. God gave me a little vaccine just to build my immune system up. So I've learned to be thankful for the shouts, to be appreciative, but don't let that be my food.
Yeah, bro. Oh, man, yeah.
Because if it's my food, I'll starve when it goes.
Yes, that's right.
But
that's right.
To ask, give us this day my daily bread, and to be fed that's a transformative place.
Yeah.
And that's something that the old saints used to say, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it. And y'all niggalets and ninjalets can't take it away.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. Oh, this is so good, man. This is so good. Man, you got me on here.
Dude.
No, but I feel you, bro, because there's this place of authenticity that you get to where, you hear the chatter.
I used to be the one, man, where I felt like I had to hide me to be in ministry.
Yes. I've been there, bro. Been there.
And I'm not saying that. I've got my stuff. I've done my stuff. I realize even more so why I did my stuff. In these emotional wounds, childhood wounds, trying to validate this and all this kind of stuff. While I hid it, God just wanted me to come to him with it.
Yes.
And let us have the honest conversation, because he's a healer.
Yeah.
He paid the price on the cross for it.
Yeah.
Everything that I have worked on in counseling revealed what I needed God to heal.
Yeah, man. I remember I was praying, and a habit that I had, a weakness that I had, came to mind. And instead of me saying, okay, cool, I'll never do it again, I came to God and I was honest. I was like, yeah, chances are, when the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to show out again. But what I promise you I won't do is I won't stop coming to you, because this is where my help is.
Right.
I'm going to get past this, and I know I will. But it ain't going to be because I just snapped my fingers and it was gone. You can do that.
Right.
But if you choose not to, I'm going to be as authentic as I possibly can. But what I'm not going to do, stop coming to you. I'm not going to stop coming to you. I'm not going to stop being real and transparent. So what I like about, what you just said was, you can tell when somebody is genuinely doing the work. It feels differently, bro.
Yeah.
It feels different. And you don't have to lie about it. And can I say this? That right now, a lot of our shows are really, really, really like, this is like scraping the bottom of our emotional barrel. They won't always be like this.
No.
Because we are just giving you real life, real time, where we are in our journey. There may be a time in which we talk about, I bought a Bugatti. Like, why would I buy a Bugatti? I don't know. I'm just but whatever. And I want to talk about that, and I want to express where I was to where I am now. There may be a time in which I say, you know what? I just want to tell everybody what's in my account. It's $18 million in there. And just 2 years ago,
now I'm the opposite.
It was negative 500.
I want to have it loaded and nobody know nothing. Jump in my 1996 Ford F-150. Listen.
Let's be clear.
I want to look broke.
Well, let's be clear.
Loaded.
This is, that's true too. I'm saying, but when it comes down to building faith in some of these guys,
I get it.
Show them what it is. So you just want to put me out there. You don't want to put yourself out there.
Nope. Being in mortgages, being in mortgages, some of the most flashiest folks are some of the most brokest folk I have ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Let that check not cash and they in trouble. Some of the people that I thought was like, no, them jokers are loaded. Wealth whispers, money talks. I just want to be at a place, listen, that I ain't got to tell you to go to hell, but I know I could. Pastor ain't want to tell you, but I want to be at a place, if I don't do nothing else, I'm all right. I can tell you, I can say, this is not for me.
Yeah. It's one of those times that, I told you when I was broke, I just want to be able to tell you, but I ain't broke no more.
Exactly.
Yep. I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Let's, again, make sure that you, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all subscribe.
Absolutely.
Share this video, and here's what we love. We love. And we can't tell you how long we're going to stay in the comments and read comments, but we read every single one right now. Mm-hmm. So, make a comment. Tell us the part that you liked about the video. Exactly. And till next time.
Till next time. Every Thursday, the video is out.
Man up.